ladies and gentlemen. It's a big, weird, wild world out there, folks. And here we stand, al pie del cañón, ready for anything. I'm Rob, and you're listening to...
The ProBoh Show!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. How are you doing out there, friends? It is currently Tuesday morning, 8:30 a.m. Central European Time, 2:30 a.m. for our friends in the United States. I don't know, in New York, wherever the hell you are. Good morning. What are you doing up at this time? Don't you have a job to go to? How are you doing out there, friends? If you're listening live, a big hug, un gran abrazo. I don't know if I deserve a nivelazo, but you know, un gran abrazo. Welcome. We've got The Bridge, Vero, Born to Iron Man, Min in the chat joining us live. Where's everybody else? They're on holiday. Selfish. What are you doing going on holiday when there's a ProBoh show to attend? That's my question. Let's see what people in the chat are saying. Good morning, beautiful warriors. Good morning, friends, says BTI. Min is joining us. Vero, such a relaxing background music. Yeah, if you don't join us live, you kind of miss out on all the beautiful background music that I have in the background. It felt like I was in an elevator. It's the kind of music you expect to hear before you go in for a colonoscopy, you know what I mean? Just make this person as relaxed as possible. So, what's coming up in today's show? Let me tell you, friends, the elves have been busy preparing, a delectable show for us today. In 100 Humans, I asked people to name something grown-ups have to do, adults have to do that babies don't. Nombra algo que los adultos tengan que hacer y los bebés no. Can you just let me know in the chat if I deserve a nivelazo. How you doing, Jeffa? The Bridge, you didn't need to roll up your sleeves today, no. Oh my God, it's hot. Thankfully, we're getting a bit of a reprieve from the oppressive heat here in Madrid. But guys, if you seen what's going on in Greece, hopes and prayers. What's the thing you say on social media now when when bad things are going on? Hopes and prayers. That'll fix the world. Social media posts. No, yeah, bad news, man, because of the forest fires out there. I don't know if you guys have heard about that. Anyway, in other news, or in complete the news, we're going to look at job scarcity in China. And we're going to look at what sharks may be eating in Florida. You already know that's going to be a good piece of news. Thank you for existing, Florida. We haven't heard anything from Italy recently. The European Florida. They must be preparing something good. Anyway, let's continue on. And then all that fun, my friends, in the second half of the show. In the first half of the show, we have such a delicious unpopular opinion today. I'm doing what I did with the news unpopular opinion we did recently. And I posted an unpopular opinion that I've heard, but I don't actually believe it. And that unpopular opinion, friends, is political correctness is stifling honest conversation. I don't know how you say political correctness in Spanish. Is it la corrección política? How do you say political correctness in Spanish? I have no idea. Political correctness ahoga la conversación honesta. I'd like to know your thoughts on that in a minute. But not right now, friends. Right now, I'm here, you're here. Let's see what's going on in the world. Oh, my God, we've got some depressing news. Oh, should we do the depressing one first? I'll tell you what, let's make a depressing sandwich. I've got some information for you, friends. You've heard me talk a lot about ChatGPT, right? You've heard me say ChatGPT, the words ChatGPT, so many times. Do you know when said in a French accent, it sounds like, cat, I farted. Gato, he tirado un pedo. ChatGPT. So imagine being French, hearing them talk about ChatGPT. Cat, I farted will steal our jobs. Chat, je pété. That just made my day today. In French, ChatGPT means, or sounds like cat I farted. There you go. Okay, depressing news. Microplastic Crisis is getting exponentially worse. We've spoken about this on the show many, many times. Big hello to Jeffa, by the way. Guys, if you want to join the show, if you want to be as cool as Min, as Jeffa, as The Bridge, as Vero, as Born to Iron Man, it's very simple, guys. 8:30 in the morning this week, you go to twitch.tv/Professional Bohemian, and you'll see me, my bald visage in front of you, talking to the most amazing people in the universe, and that is the people who join us in the chat. Okay. So yeah, Microplastic Crisis is getting exponentially worse. This is coming from Wired.com. The Microplastic Crisis, we've spoken about this before, right? That's that we've found microplastic in the blood of fish, in the ocean, these tiny little particles of plastic that are pervasive in our ecosystem, thanks to human beings. That's not a cyclical thing, guys. God isn't drinking water out of plastic bottles, right? We've done that. Undeniable, right? Come on. It's getting exponentially worse. The microplastic crisis is escalating at an alarming rate. Even the Arctic Ocean showing signs of significant contamination. A recent study found that microplastic contamination in the Arctic has been growing exponentially in line with the increase in plastic production, which currently stands at £1 trillion annually. Buy glass drinking bottles, guys, come on. Don't use single-use plastics. I say this, but you know what I mean. I'm drinking water out of a plastic bottle right now. I'll tell you what, guys, I'll do you a deal. I will go and buy a glass drinking bottle, but you have to go and do the same thing. Do me that favor. We'll all do it together as a community. I've got my glass bottle. We'll share photos. Dude, they're going to cut us open, and a Barbie doll's going to fall out. You know what I mean? We've got so much plastic in our bodies. Let's see what people are saying. You know what music was playing in the background when Harrison Ford was waiting for his colonoscopy? Asks The Bridge. I don't know, but I imagine it was pam. What's up, Eugene? Welcome, joining us all the way from Russia. How are you doing, friend? Parece que un gato ha tirado un pedo. Ha ha ha, says Vero. Chat GPT. I love it. All right, my cousins are here. I have to babysit them. Okay, man, no worries. So yeah, this it's estimated that 210,000 metric tons of microplastics have accumulated in the Arctic Ocean since 1930. 210 metric tons. That is approximately how much pizza I eat in a year. That's just a lot. That's a lot. That's more than we need. So there you go. Microplastic climate getting worse. Coming to us courtesy of Wired.com. Okay, let's get into some good news. Let's get into some fun news. There is a viral trend, my friends, and I'm here to bring you all the viral trends. There is a viral trend, and it's hard to talk about because it's hard to describe. So let me read you this headline from The Guardian: $7,000 a day for 5 catchphrases. I believe catchphrase is like a lemma, if I'm not mistaken. Catchphrase. Hang on, wait. Let me just nudge my translator elf. Frases hechas, lemas, latiguillos. Catchphrases. $7,000 a day for 5 catchphrases. The TikTokers pretending to be NPCs. Oh, do you even know what an NPC is, friends? NPC, non-playable character. I believe in Spanish, personaje no jugable. Non-playable characters. These are characters in video games that you don't control but you interact with. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, there is a TikTok trend of people pretending to be these characters from video games that you can't play. So this is coming to us from The Guardian. The article discusses a new trend on TikTok known as NPC streaming. Personajes no jugables. Dude, I'm seeing a distinct lack of nivelazos in the chat. Whatever, you guys. You guys are as tough as Nacho. So yeah, there is a new trend of these people streaming, pretending to be NPCs. repeating catchphrases and actions in response to digital gifts from viewers. The trend was popularized by a Montreal-based creator, Pinky Doll. But I did a little research. Apparently, Pinky Doll did not create this trend. The creator was, let me see if I can find this person, this human being. It was Naughty Coco. She again popularized it on TikTok. The trend was popularized by a Montreal-based creator, Pinky Doll, who reportedly earned over $7,000 in a single day of NPC streaming. That is repeating the same 5 catchphrases over and over again. I know what you're asking, friends. What does this sound like? Well, I can't show you the video, but I can play you a little bit of audio. Let's see if it works.
Wow, a lot of gift for you. Flowers for me. Beautiful. Oh, thank you, baby. I love you. Ice cream so good. Ice cream so good. Keeping money gun. I got your name. Wow, a lot of gift for you. Hee-haw, yes. You got me feeling like a cowgirl. And you're right here, gang, gang.
Yeah, it is weird. I'll post the link to some examples in my Patreon so you can see it later. But there you go. That's what NPC streaming is. And it's earning one creator by the name of Pinky Doll $7,000 a day. I don't see $7,000 in 3 months, my friend. Maybe I should be pretending to be a non-playable character from a video game. You know? I don't know. Crazy stuff. And finally, in the news, last piece of news. We've spoken briefly about NFTs maybe a year ago. NFTs, non-fungible tokens. So one of the first, or very early in the birth of NFTs, Jack Dorsey, the CEO of Twitter at the time, released the first tweet he made as an NFT, and it was purchased. So someone bought the first tweet Jack Dorsey made for $2.9 million. I realize for a lot of you that means nothing, right? Now it's worth $4. Such has been the crash in the world of NFTs. Let's see. This piece of news, I believe, coming from cryptoslate.com. The non-fungible token NFT of Jack Dorsey's first tweet, which was originally purchased for $2.9 million, has seen a significant decrease in its value. In a span of 2 years, its valuation has dropped from over $2 million to less than $5. A drastic decline in value highlights the volatile nature of the NFT market. Volatile nothing, man. They are never going to be worth as much as they were, ever again. They are a scam. You don't even purchase the picture. What you're actually purchasing is a receipt for an address online where a picture is housed. That's it. It's a scam. It's a scam. And this poor man, Sina Estavi, was a person who paid $2.9 million, and it's been impossible for him to sell it since 2022. Poor guy. He should have known not to spend €3 million or dollars, sorry, on an NFT. Am I right? All right then, friends. On that note, we're going to go to today's unpopular opinion.
Unpopular opinion.
Okay, guys, get your fingers ready in the chat. We have a controversial unpopular opinion today. Today's unpopular opinion is, well, what is an unpopular opinion? It's a brain fart, un pedo cerebral, un pedo mental, una rayada, a brain fart. I share it with you on my social media. You guys opine there, but the final decision makers are the people who watch live. I'll participate live in the chat while we produce the show. Today's unpopular opinion is political correctness is stifling honest conversation. La corrección política ahoga la conversación honesta. I don't know if that's how you say political correctness in Spanish, but there you go. Political correctness is stifling. It's making it harder to have honest conversations. So I whipped the elves severely this morning, and they provided me with some pros and cons, pros y contras. Let's go over those right now. Okay, in the pro column, agreeing with the statement, political correctness is stifling honest conversation. People may avoid speaking their minds due to fear of offending others or being accused of insensitivity, even when they're discussing valid points. This can limit the scope of conversations and hinder genuine dialogue. Interesting point. It could be. I've found myself self-editing on the radio a bunch of times in my shows. I can't say that. I shouldn't say that. Sometimes in conversation too. Has it been a big deal for me? We'll talk about that later. Suppression of dissent. Political correctness may suppress dissenting voices, leading to a lack of diversity in viewpoints. And homogenization of thoughts. Oh my God, see that? I got it out at 8:30 in the morning, friends. This can result in groupthink, where people agree with the majority opinion to avoid conflict. Basically, that to give you the cliff notes of that point, that the point that the elves are making is that we will just agree with the majority rather than cause dissent by expressing our honest opinion. Okay. Next, the emphasis on political correctness can sometimes lead to over-analysis or misinterpretation of people's words, overshadowing the actual intent or message behind the conversation. Which is, kind of a fair point. And finally, censorship. An overemphasis on political correctness can lead to self-censorship or external censorship, inhibiting free speech and potentially stunting societal progress and the evolution of ideas. I don't know. Tell me in the chat, friends who are watching, have you ever found yourself holding back your opinion because of a fear of coming across politically incorrect? Is this something you've suffered with? Okay. Let's go to the friends. Let's go to the cons. The cons, the people who are saying political correctness does not stifle, does not hinder, does not get in the way of honest conversation. Here we go. Political correctness encourages people to consider the feelings and perspectives of others. It promotes empathy and respect in conversations, fostering a more inclusive environment. Some truth to that, I think. The care taken in choosing words when adhering to political correctness can increase understanding and decrease miscommunication or potential offense. Next, political correctness helps challenge and change harmful stereotypes and prejudices by discouraging the use of derogatory language, promoting equality and respect for all groups. And finally, by encouraging respectful and considerate language, political correctness can contribute to societal progress. Fostering a more tolerant society, it encourages dialogues about issues that were previously taboo or ignored, ultimately leading to social improvement. What do you think in the chat? Does political correctness, does adhering to political correctness stifle, get in the way of, block, hinder honest conversation? That is the topic for discussion for the next part. I did get some messages. I know you guys have wanted me to tackle this subject, but we're going to do a very surface level kind of overview of this subject, and then we'll get into details in upcoming shows. A little like I did with the manliness. What does it mean to be a man? Okay, so I got some messages. Fatima says, I think political correctness can be both a boon and a barrier. Algo bueno y algo malo. It's crucial for respectful dialogue, but we must also create safe spaces for challenging ideas. Wow, great point. Another one. Juan, no, it's not about stifling anything. It's about respect. Words matter. The old ways of talking just don't cut it anymore. No funcionan. They're not as good as they were. Let's see. And another one, Gwen. Honestly, it can be tough. You've got to find a balance. We need to be able to laugh at ourselves, but also not be total jerks about it. Interesting. What do you guys think? What do you guys think out there in the chat? Does political correctness stifle, block, get in the way of, hinder honest conversation? Now, here on the radio, I have, on occasion, had to kind of edit myself from saying certain things. Or I find myself getting onto a train of thought that I have to jump off because I will hit something that becomes, that wanders into the territory of politically incorrect. Why are we talking about political incorrectness? Because I made a joke the other day about, I keep on making jokes about how I'm allowed to be racist about Italians because I'm half Italian, you know, and it's true, I am, and you're not. Which made me think, you know, it's interesting. This is an interesting topic that to tackle, because I believe that almost any criticism or any joke or anything you can tell can be taken in a bad way. And where does the emphasis lie? Does it lie on the receiver of something that is potentially offensive, or the person who's talking to edit themselves? When do we get to the point as a society where being offended does not make you, or we realize that just because something is offensive to us doesn't mean that it's offensive in general? As someone who tries to be funny, this is something that I deal with on a daily basis in my communication. Let's see. The Bridge says, we need to learn to find balance. Exactly. Know how to balance. Let's take it to another much maligned group. People with red hair. Gingers. Now, obviously, there is no hate group. There's no anti-ginger hate group. But imagine for a second there were. Imagine you were a redhead, you know? And people felt it was humorous to make fun of the color of your hair. It's not a very fair description, because obviously ginger people or people with red hair haven't been held back in society. They haven't suffered slavery or any genocide. So it's not a fair description, right? There is no historical bias against ginger people. But should that make it right for us to be able to joke about ginger people and not joke about other kind of groups? How much does the weight of history bear in modern dialogue? How much should we respect that? When it comes to issues of health, if someone is obese but considers their own body beautiful, even though there are health concerns, should we be editing ourselves when giving that person advice or when they ask for things? It's a really delicate topic, guys, which is why your opinion is crucial here. The Bridge says, we need to filter not the words, but the intention. Is the problem with political correctness not the statements themselves? Because I'll let the cat out of the bag here, my friends. 81% of people on Instagram voted true with this one. Political correctness is stifling honest conversation. I've got to admit, I don't often feel that stifled. People who know me know that I operate filterless. And I think a mixture of goodwill, because they know, you know, in my heart I'm a good person, and the fact that 9 times out of 10 I'm not going to care, lets me get away with a little bit more than I honestly should. But my intention is always, to go back to what the Bridge is saying here, my intention is always trying to be funny. Never trying to be pointed, never trying to be cruel, but trying to be funny. Now, interesting, there's an interesting kind of loophole in this political correctness conversation, which are comedians. Many comedians that I admire, Tom Segura, who else? Bill Burr, seem to be immune to the modern sensitivity regarding political correctness. They seem to be immune to it. So maybe the key here is intent, or maybe not, because then there are comedians like Jimmy Carr who have suffered quite a lot of pushback with regards to some of the jokes they've told. Oof. It's a hot topic. Okay, I'll go another comment I received from Riley. No, it's not about stifling anything. I don't know, we read that one. Sorry, Riley. I get the point of political correctness, but sometimes it feels like you can't say anything without offending someone. It's tricky, but we can't sacrifice honest conversation. Interesting. There's quite a lot of truth to that as well, right? There's quite a lot of truth to that, but I'll be honest, in day-to-day interpersonal communication, I very rarely I feel like I have to edit myself. And I think there's a lot of outrage about political correctness, or what they've labeled on the political right, wokeism, right? I think there's a lot of outrage about something. It's a storm in a teacup, a great British idiom. It's a storm in a teacup. They're making a mountain out of a molehill. They're taking something that is relatively small and making it a big cultural issue. I think the issue here is more a political one. In day-to-day conversation, I don't have to edit myself that much. But look, I'm not the decision maker. You guys are. I'm going to post a poll in the chat and you're going to tell me, is political correctness stifling honest conversation? Guys, I have to take a break. I'll see you soon. Hey guys, if you'd like to support the show, you can do so on Patreon. That's patreon.com/professional bohemian. There you'll find VODs of the episodes as they are recorded live, blogs, vlogs, and behind-the-scenes content. If you'd like to watch the show live, you can do so on twitch.tv/professional bohemian, and you can participate in the polls we use in the show on Instagram @professional bohemian or Twitter @ProBoh, PROBOH. Okay, on with the show.
ProBoh Show!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. If you've just tuned in, well, we've been talking about all sorts of things, my friends. Oh my God. We spoke about how microplastics, or the microplastic crisis, you know, these tiny particles of plastic we're finding in water and things like that, are becoming more and more prevalent. It's getting exponentially worse, thanks to an article we found on wired.com. We also spoke about the weird TikTok craze of people pretending to be non-playable characters from video games on a stream, and how one streamer by the name of Pinky Doll was earned $7,000 in one day. Jeez Louise. I mean, I'm doing the wrong kind of streams, friends. Does she have an army of elves that prepare her streams? No, she does not. All right, and then finally we spoke about the NFT of Jack Dorsey's first ever tweet, which was originally purchased for almost $3 million, is now worth less than $4 million, and how Sina Estavi is just trying to sell the thing and can't. Poor guy. And then we moved on to our unpopular opinion today, which was political correctness, la corrección política, o ser políticamente correcto. Is stifling, ahoga, honest conversation. La conversación honesta. And you know what, guys? You are so mean. I'm going to give myself a nivelazo.
¿Será posible? Vaya nivelazo.
You know, you guys, you just, you know, all you have to write is nivelazo in the chat. You don't do it once. You're worse than Nacho, guys. Come on. How are we doing? Eric is here, says, it's very late as usual. Better late than never, Eric. Better late than never. I know about filters. This is from The Bridge regarding our unpopular opinion about political correctness. I know about filters. I'm the same person I was before my brain occurrence, fundamentally. However, my filters are screwed up. I now navigate almost filterless. Interesting. Rafelka, real intention can be hidden in what could be funny comment for some groups. It's a really tough subject. By now, we are too sensitive, I think. Oh, you know what?
That gets the ProBoh stamp of approval.
I think an issue may be sensitivity. Or is it not? I wonder if the demographic of this show were much, much younger, if this would be a different answer to this question. Let's continue reading the... this is a great comment, Rafelka. Great comment. Eric says, I may not comment for this unpopular opinion, but I'll know from the chat members' opinions what they're trying to say. It's a hard topic for me, says Eric. No worries. It's a hard topic for everyone, Eric. Maybe people avoid commenting for political correctness in the show, and That says the poll. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Well, I'll reveal the results of the poll in a second, but it's true. Now, you've heard me, guys. You've heard me say some outrageous crap on this show. And I operate with a level of filterlessness on the radio, but I measure every word that comes out of my mouth. And I can't honestly say, I mean, I wouldn't consider myself a public figure per se, but, you know, I do have a platform, that being this podcast, the streams, the radio. You know, I'm quite popular on social media. So I do feel like I owe people a certain amount of measured opinion making, okay? Unless I'm doing something stupid, in which case, you know, filters are off and I say whatever the hell I like. But I have to say, I don't find it that big a deal. I don't find it a big deal to adhere to social norms, you know? And oh God, who was it? There's a brilliant quote about flexibility. Only the brittle branches, ramas, only the brittle branches break on a tree, or the brittle plants break. The flexible branches, the ones who can move with the wind, tend to survive. And I try to live my life by that motto, by that lemma, or at least, you know, when I'm giving any kind of public performance like I am now. But to what extent is that stifling my honest opinion? That's an interesting question that we're going to cover in future shows, like we did with the topic of men and manliness. We did maybe like 5 shows on this topic, right? Men should hug each other enough. What does manliness mean? Let's continue anyway. There's some more comments in the chat. Nivelatho, thank you, Eric, for me and Rob. There you go. You get another one, Eric, for being so awesome.
¿Será posible? Vaya nivelazo.
Vaya nivelazo. So, Rob, you are a reed. I'm a reed, exactly. Okay. Let's release, well, as I said, on Instagram, it was 81% true. Let's find out what it was over here for our friends. Okay, drum roll, please. I made the statement, political correctness is stifling honest conversation. Again, 80% true. I often wonder what kind of a privileged life some people have led that they've never had to measure the way they speak publicly. I understand that that's going to trigger some people and you're going to be angry by hearing me say this, okay? But what I need you to bear in mind is that I don't care. Your tears are delicious and your anger only makes me more powerful. But it's true. What kind of a blessed life have you led where you've never before, other than now or the last 5 years, had to measure what you say so as not to offend people? Guys, okay, has this expanded? Look, my grandfather, you know, came from a very different time. If he were alive now, we'd be over 100 years old, okay? And he said some outrageous crap over Christmas dinner. We've all been there, right, guys? We've all got those relatives that they just spurt out racist and homophobic and nonsense. Why do you think that is? Do you think that's because they were born bad people? No, they weren't born bad people. Everyone's born good, right? But societally, there were different boundaries for what you could and couldn't say. And their racism, homophobia, and whatnot is a relic of their time. It goes to show that their filters, they started to ignore their filters. Now, when you think to those people over Christmas dinner, hearing those homophobic, racist, or whatever it is, phrases, and you picture that person in your social circle, how do you feel? Probably a little bit weird, right? Probably like, oh, maybe grandma isn't coming to the disco with us this week because she's going to call people a bad name. She's going to see 2 men kissing and she's not going to like that. Right? Now think of yourself around a group of young people. Gender fluidity, all these things that maybe our generation, your generation, find it hard to fit within the scope of our processing, the scope of our filters. And imagine yourself there, struggling with your filters like your grandparents, your racist, sexist grandparents, I'm just assuming, would it interact with your generation? Is that a fair comment? I think so. I think so. And I think the furor around wokeism, and you've heard me hate on this phrase, wokeism, a lot. I think the furism around wokeism is because there are simply more older people than they are younger people. The balances are starting to tip because of our populace. And I think it in some way may hinder societal progress. That is a hot take, my friends. And if I were voting, I would have voted no. Whoa! Because I honestly don't think it hampers or it blocks or it stifles honest conversation. I think what it does do is give us a different frame of reference that we're not used to. And I've struggled with this just like you struggled with it. But adaptability is the key. Now, this is the first topic we've done on this subject. We're going to do more around the theme of political correctness. I know you've wanted me to tackle this subject, and I know that my comments here probably came out of left field, but there you go. That's expect the unexpected in the ProBoh Show, my friends. On that note, we're going to go to today's 100 Humans. The nasty man called my grandmother racist. The nasty balls man on the radio said nasty things about grandma. Oh my God. Let's see what people are saying. Being a read is the best, says the bridge. Agreed. I know what you mean, Rob. This happens mostly in other countries, including America. Kens and Karens always happen during Christmas. Like, give me a break. Exactly, Eric. Adaptability is the key. That is resilience. I love a good surprise, Rob, says the bridge. Yeah, you saw that coming out of, you probably didn't see that coming out of left field, but that's my honest opinion. I don't think it stifles honest conversation. I just think our generation, and as there are increasingly more of us, because we're not reproducing at the rate we used to, I think I feel like there's a danger there of holding back societal progress. But anyway, that's just an opinion. And guys, as Grandpa Grams used to say, opinions are like buttholes. Everyone has one and they all stink, including mine. There you go. All right, guys, it was a long walk to work today across snow-capped mountains and through river valleys. And on that walk, I encountered 100 humans and I asked them all a question. And today's question is, name something grown-ups have to do but babies do not. Nombra algo que los adultos tengan que hacer y los bebés no.
¿Será posible? Vaya nivelazo.
Damn right. Damn right, friends. I asked them that question. They gave me their answers. I have the 7 most popular answers right here. Your job in the chat is to identify those top 7 answers. All right, here we go. Rafelka in the chat says work. They don't have to work, babies. If it were up to me, they would. They'd be pulling sleds in the Antarctic like dogs. To the mines! We need more lithium. Okay. There's something grown-ups have to do, but babies don't work, says Rafelka. Is it there? Yes, it is. Well done, Rafelka. Rafelka is there, and with 60 of 100 humans saying work, it's the number 1 answer. Rafelka's killing it today. Growing hair, says Eric. Look, I don't have to do it. Why should babies? Not all adults have to grow hair. Is it there? No, it's not. Sorry, Eric. Wap, wap, wow. Okay, next. Wipe their bums. Wipe themselves. I don't even know how to say that in Spanish. I don't want to know. Limpiate el ojete. Can you say that on Spanish radio? I'm not even sure. I'm a Giri. I don't understand what it means. Okay. Is it there? Wipe themselves. Yes, it is. The bridge there coming out of nowhere with an amazing answer. Wipe themselves. It's their 7th most popular answer. Eugene, drink alcohol. Is that something adults have to do? Like, have to? Eugene is from Russia. He's like, look, man, if your vodka was as good as ours, you'd know what I'm talking about. True story, Eugene. I get you. Is drink alcohol there? Oh, good answer, but not there. Have to do. You know, I don't think they have to, do they? Adults. I mean, maybe if you've got a job like mine. All right, let's continue. To clean. To clean, says Rafael. Rafaelka is kind of on fire today. He says to clean. Is cleaning there? Yes, it is. Well done, Rafaelka. 5th most popular answer. Well done. Fifth. With 5 of 100 humans saying to clean. Well done. All right. This is my nivelatho happening, Rob. Hair was my choice, honestly. It wasn't there, Eric. My bad. Okay, let's see. To be politically correct, says Rafaelka. They don't have to be politically correct. Babies are racist. It's official.
ProBoh approved.
Babies are racist. All babies. Every single one of them. Racist, homophobic. All of them. Is be politically correct there? It's not there. Dolores is here. She comes out of the dust and smoke of so many wrong answers, and she shouts into the void to pay taxes. Pagar impuestos. Pay taxes. Is it there? Yes, it is. Oh! Dolores killing it. It's the 2nd most popular answer with 13 of the 100 humans saying to pay taxes. Something adults or grown-ups have to do that babies don't. Okay, I'm going to give you some clues, guys, in the interest of moving this section on. Okay. In Spanish, you clean these things. In English, you brush them. Oh, lordy! In Spanish, you clean these things. In English, you brush them. In England, we don't do anything. We just let them fall out. What am I talking about? Something that adults have to do that babies do not. The bridge has an answer. In Spanish, you clean them. In English, you brush them. Okay, Rafaelka and the bridge both say brushing teeth. Is it there? Yes, it is. Oh my God. Friends, never seen so much amazingness in one shot. Okay, here we go. 2 answers left. Okay, we've said pay taxes, right? The majority of your paycheck, though, doesn't go to taxes. It goes to something else. Yeah, I know. What else do you have to pay out? Something you'd rather not. Something adults have to do, but babies don't. Oh, it's there. Eric says to pay bills. Well done. The 4th most popular answer. Thank you, Eric. In England, we used to drink fluoride in our water. Strong teeth in the Thames Valley, says the bridge. Okay. The 3rd answer, the final answer. Okay. Oof, I don't know how to say this. I don't know how to give you a clue without giving it away. Every human being needs 3 things to survive, right? Shelter, water, and something else. As an adult, I have to do this action to myself. But babies do not. So every human needs 3 things. Essential things to survive. Okay? Shelter, water, or drinking, to be able to drink, and something else. I have to provide this service to myself, but babies do not. What am I talking about? I think Eric has an answer. I think Eugene has an answer. They both say feeding or to cook, prepare food. Is it there? Yes, it is. You guys killing it. Killing it. All right, my friends, we're going to go through the list. I asked 100 humans to name something grown-ups have to do that babies do not. In position number 7, we had to wipe themselves. In position, yeah, I'm so glad I'm not a parent. All right, in position number 6, we had brushing teeth. Brushing teeth. In position number 5, we had to clean. Limpiar, to clean. In position number 4, we had to pay bills. In position number 3, to feed themselves. As an adult, you feed yourself. But a baby cannot do that. Aren't babies useless? Can we just... they can't work. Babies are so useless they can't even hold their own head up. Isn't that a failure of a species? Whatever. I don't want to continue. In position number 2, we had pagar impuestos, pay taxes, and finally, in position number 1, we had to work. Well done to Rafelka for identifying that. My God, guys, you're on fire. Well done. All right, let's move on to Complete the News.
Complete the news.
Okay, my friends, we're into Complete the News. I'm going to give you a news headline, and with the 3 options I provide, if you're one of the people watching the stream and not participating, this is your moment, because all you have to write is A, B, or C. A, B, or C. Okay, so you're going to complete the news with the 3 options I provide. Here we go. Facing job scarcity in China, some find work as full-time blank. Ooh. Facing job scarcity. Ante la escasez de empleo. Escasez de empleo, job scarcity. I'm not sure. Tell me if I deserve a nivelazo. Tell me. Okay. Algunos encuentran trabajo a tiempo completo blank. Okay. Facing job scarcity in China, some find full-time work as blank. As full-time blank. Nivelazo, thank you, Rafelka.
¿Será posible? Vaya nivelazo.
You know what? I need to reward you for giving me a nivelazo, so.
That gets the ProBoh stamp of approval.
The show's gone off the rails. All right, here we go. So, facing job scarcity in China, some find work as full-time blank. Is it A, lampposts? Farolas. Lampposts. Is it B, trees? Árboles. Or is it C, children? Niños or niñas. Facing job scarcity in China, some find full-time work as blank. Is it A, lampposts, farolas? B, trees? Or C, children? The bridge is giving me she's giving me pronunciation keys. Escasez. Thank you. Okay, it's a tie between A and B right now. Lampposts and children. Lampposts and trees. How is a Chinese person supposed to work as a tree? Are they going to photosynthesize just because we tell them to? Is that it? I mean, maybe that's the answer. What do I know? We'll find out. The elves did this, friends. Facing job scarcity in China, some find full-time work as A, lampposts, B, trees, or C, children. No one said C. It's true story. Dolores did say C. But it's a tie between A and B. Let's see. Okay, here we go. So, facing job scarcity in China, some find work as full-time. Well done, Dolores. It is C. No, I was sure it was lampposts. I'm sure they're working as lampposts out there, right? No, it is C. Full-time employment as full-time children. Here we go. The youth employment crisis. By the way, this piece of news coming from NBCnews.com. The youth unemployment crisis in China has led to a new trend of full-time children, where young adults unable to find work are hired by their parents to do housework and be available as needed. This phenomenon, which has been trending on Chinese social media, is a response to the country's record get this, guys, oh my God, 21.3 youth unemployment rate as of June. Full-time children. Isn't this what they've been doing in Spain for like ever, but not paying? Like, I mean, look, no offense, Spain, you know, I love you. I wouldn't live in any other country. But people live with their parents until they're in their mid-30s. But they're not working. So, interesting. Youth unemployment rate of 21.3%, leading to Chinese parents actually hiring their children to do housework. Is that? I don't know. That's what's happening out there. Well done, guys, and especially well done to Dolores, who got that right. You get a little round of applause. Well done. Feels good, guys. I beat you today. I beat you. Although you beat me on the unpopular opinion. All right, friends. Well, look, we're butting up against the end of today's show. What have we looked at today? Well, so much stuff. We looked at the streamers that are earning $7,000 a day pretending to be non-playable characters in video games. Unbelievable. $7,000 in a day. We're in the wrong job, guys. We're in the wrong job. We looked at the microplastic crisis getting worse. Craziness. Let's stop collectively as a community drinking out of plastic vessels. How's about that, guys? I'll go out and buy a glass bottle. And then finally, how the owner of the famous first tweet by Jack Dorsey NFT, who spent over $2 million on it, can't sell it because it's now worth less than $4. Oh my God, poor guy. Then we looked at today's unpopular opinion, which will be the start of a little trend we'll cover over the next weeks and months. Political correctness is stifling honest conversation. You guys said 80% true. And I kind of made a little point that maybe not. Oh my God, friends. Well, look, I've had so much fun today. Thank you so much for rolling up and being part of the show. Again, if you're listening on the radio, you're listening to these shows one day late, and you can always tune in www.twitch.tv/professional bohemian to join in the fun, or download the podcast in every single good podcast directory. Get it early and be ahead of the crowd. Friends, so many things you could have been doing today. Instead of doing those things, you took the time to spend some time with me, and it means the world. See you next time.